Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I've got something really good for you guys. It's a video about finances. So by all means, last year was not the best year for me for finances. A lot of stuff was going on and I wasn't really prepared for it. So I just thought to myself, it's January, everyone's kind of broke this month, so it would probably be a good idea to do a video about how to not be a broke bee for 2018. So this is what I've got for you guys. 2018 money saving tips, how to not be a broke bee, and how to manage your finances better for 2018. Are you ready? Okay, yeah, so basically I thought, okay, listen, last year wasn't too great. In general, I'm getting to that kind of age where I'm like 26 and finances will be crucial in the next couple of years. So, and a lot of kind of like my audience and friends and Instagram friends, they are all around about the similar kind of age, like between 22 to like 27, I would say. And so I thought this would be a great video to help some peeps out with their finances. By all means, I'm not perfect. I am not the one to be telling people how to manage their finances, but my friends, I have included a book. So basically I want to introduce this book and I'm going to take some tips from this book, and I really recommend that you read it, buy it and read it yourself, because it's honestly a really good one. So yeah, this is the Financial Wellbeing book, and it's by Chris Budd. I bought this from W. Smith's. I think it was around about like £10. It's really decently priced, and it's definitely one of those books you just need to have, regardless of whether you're going to like read it in bits or you're going to have to read like certain chapters. Honestly, it's a good ass book, and I'm about to tell you why. So it's really easy to read. It's got this little marker in it too, which is really cool. It's got, oh well, I've obviously broken it, but yeah. The first chapter is called Identifiable Objects, and honestly this was probably one of the most significant chapters to me. So the chapter is basically just about like deciding what do you actually want from your life, in order to have some sort of control over your finances. For example, if you are planning to buy a house this year, if you're trying to buy a car this year, if you're trying to go to, I don't know, to Malaysia, you're trying to go to Australia on holiday, you're trying to travel to 5 European countries this year, this is like one of your goals that you set for this year, you cannot do that if you haven't checked your finances. You cannot do that if you have not adapted your finances to this big financial bomb that you're about to drop on your bank account. By all means, you have to check it out before you go ahead and do that. But most of us, we won't. We'll just be like, boom, got paid, I'm gonna do it. But it's like, no, we've got to stop doing that. Like I said, it just goes into that. It goes into like having some control over your finances, figuring out like what do you actually want from this year, what are you planning towards. And also what I really like about it, it encourages you to make decisions and changes in your life from that moment. So as to the second chapter, again, let's check the second chapter is called A Clear Path, and basically it kind of goes into like, again, it kind of extends upon, it kind of goes in a bit more about like what kind of things are you gonna what kind of things do you spend your money on. So it encourages you to look into your finances, maybe like last month's bank statement, and look into like, oh, what do I actually spend my money in? Like actually have a look at it. The bank, they don't send you bank statements at the end of the month for no reason. I know most of us are just like, yeah, don't need to look at that, no. But it's like you do need to look at it, because you do need to see like what kind of spending habits you have. So once you kind of had a look at like what kind of things you spend your money on, it would then encourage you to understand the concept of a cash flow chart or a cash flow model. So people who may have started their own business, or people that are in business, they probably understand or probably know the idea, or anyone maybe studied business or something, you might understand about what a cash flow is. Basic, in its most basic state, it just kind of shows your ingoings, your outgoings, and it kind of equals up as to like, are you actually spending more than your outgoings or not. And it's basically just to keep you on track, and just to see that you are spending in accordance to your cash flow plan. That's all it really is. It's just a plan, like in a spreadsheet format. They can get more extensive obviously, but in its simplest form, it's just something that says this is your income, this is your outgoings, this is what's going to be coming up this week, this is what's going to be next week, and if you follow this, you will be on track to not making any mistakes, and you will not overspend. Second chapter, to basically review your finances and monitor what you're spending. There actually are a lot of cool apps in the App Store, sorry, that you can use. I actually find that I'm a paper and a pen kind of girl. Like, I'd rather just write it down, or I'd rather just take a picture of receipts, or just keep my receipts together so I can see kind of, but like, I like to almost keep the receipts to shame myself, so I can be like, oh, look at that, look at this, and then I can kind of shame myself into being like, stop spending like that. But I mean, it's probably not the best method, but it does work, because when I see my bag full of receipts, I'm like, oh, this is disgusting, and it gets me really annoyed. So I usually do that sometimes. But you know, the book, in the second chapter, it does kind of go into like reviewing and monitoring your finances. And with like mobile banking, it's a lot easier now to check and see like, what is my money saying for this month. So you can check, see how much money you've got, and that way you're less likely to overspend, because you're checking it constantly. I'm not saying check after every transaction, like £2 spend, £3 spend. It's in every other, like, I don't know, every 3 days, check to see like, okay, how much have I spent? Did I spend over? Is it in accordance to my cash flow plan? And what I like to do is keep a spreadsheet of my cash flow and send it to my email, and then I can open it in my emails and check every now and then to see if I'm actually following it. So number 3 as well. So chapter number 3 goes over to like control over finances. It's about control over your finances. So basically, it just kind of goes into like, basically, it goes into things like repaying your debt, savings and investments, and sustenance income. So it kind of just establishes like, okay, what are your basic needs? Then you can put that into a bracket of, okay, I need, I don't know, maybe £450 for my travel, my food, and my phone bill for the month. That's like your basic needs. You need to have a phone, you need to have food, you need to have a travel. Then the next part will be maybe like, then other than that, it will go into other things. So outside of your sustenance, how much disposable income do you have? So how much do you have to go on these lunches with your friends? How much do you have to go on these little breaks, spa trips and things like that? So it just goes into like, what disposable income do you have once you paid everything you're supposed to have. And actually, I've realised now, what we do on payday, we go out and buy anything we want. We go mad because we haven't had anything all month that we wanted, or at least the last 2 weeks. And then you're like, oh, like on the first day you could go over your disposable income, and then you don't have enough for your, you know, your basic needs, like your travel, food, blah blah blah. And this is why when I get paid, I like to kind of pay off everything that's gonna, like, I need from the beginning. I like to go to my food shopping on the first day, and like to pay off any like credit card I need to pay off. I like to pay off like my travel card. I buy that on the first day of the month for the month. I'll like set aside some money. I'll move certain monies that I know I have to pay into other accounts, just so that I know that my basic needs are covered, and then I'll know exactly what my disposable income is that's left. So by all means, if you manage your finances a lot better, it's less likely that you're going to go off track. So managing your finances for 2018 is the one. Track and trace your finances. Last but not least, chapter 4, financial shocks. Financial shocks, my friend. Okay? Financial shocks. This book is the best for those financial shocks. I haven't read many financial books that go into it, go into like the financial shocks as well, because people, they'll in most financial books they'll be like, what you need to do is you need to set aside some money in case of any emergencies, and it's like, right, when will I have an emergency? But this makes sense to me. Financial shock. You know that shock that you get every month, but you know, something like, okay, cool, I'm on track, my cash flow is going fine, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden it's someone's birthday and they want to go somewhere, and it's like £90, and you're like, this ain't part of my plan. So what the book encourages you to do in chapter 4 is to every month set aside some money for your unexpected expenses or your financial shock. Okay. So instead of every month being like, yeah, and then you just get a shock, you will have some sort of finances or some sort of stash that you have aside for something that you don't expect to happen. Because this is what you might do. You get paid on that day, you set aside all your basic needs, you put that into another account. You're like, cool, that's covered for the month. Then you've done your disposable income. You've rinsed out all your disposable income on the first day. You went to Topshop, you went to New Look, you know, you went to go buy some new kicks from Shoe, you went to, like, I don't know, what else? What would I do? What would I do? Oh yeah, maybe some concert tickets, maybe like go to lunch with the girls, go for a cheeky Nando's, probably like, what else would I do? Oh, makeup on the first day. On the first day, £100 at Mac, woo! And the thing is, most times I don't even feel any shame. It's only shame by like the 23rd of the month. I'm like, so I got no money for food, I got no money for basic stuff, but I spent £100 on makeup. Shame on you. So it's just one of those things, like, don't do it. Anyways, back on track. Anyway, back to the point. What I was saying was basically, yeah, you probably, so even if you set aside your basic need money, you spent your all disposable income on that day, so you've gone out and spent whatever you want, you spent your disposable income on that day. The next thing is now your financial shocks. So things like birthday parties that you wasn't planning to go to, or you've just been invited to at the last minute. It might be things like a christening. It might be things like you forgot your grand's birthday and you're like, whoop, I forgot my grand's birthday. And then let's just get to the realest part. The realest part of a financial shock is this. You know them months that you have sometimes when your car breaks down and your hair's looking frisky and you've lost your travel card, £150 travel card, by, let me just, £150 and it all happens in the same month. Have you ever had that month before when it just happens all at the same time and you're just like, really playing games with me? Yeah, playing games, all right, playing games. So you just have to have that money, financial shock money aside. So I think the best thing to do when you get paid is to break that money up. And also for me, when I break that money up, it makes it seem like I've got less money. So like, if I put some in my savings, some in my current, and some in some sort of other account that I have or whatever, or just withdraw some money, it breaks the money up and then it makes it seem like, I'm not balling. Because when you see the 0, whatever you see, whenever you see your big money drop in that day, you're like, I can afford anything, I can do anything. And then, however, if you break it up, you send some money to this account, send some to that account, and you break this up, which should be your basic needs, disposable income, financial shock, money in separate places, then you are less likely to overspend, and act a fool on payday. It's a hard life, you know, it really is a hard life sometimes, because honestly, sometimes you just want to look beautiful, you want to eat nice, you want to do everything, and just calm. You got to pick and choose. There's actually another chapter about that actually. It's about basically quality of life. I talked a little bit about quality of life and adapting your finances to the quality of life that you have and you can afford. So if you know that you ain't earning enough to be doing certain things, it's about you just adapting for the meanwhile, whilst you can, like, adapt. Now, if you buy a £70 face cream, but you know you can't really afford a £70 face cream, maybe you can do the one-off. Maybe you can buy it out of your disposable income, or your disposable income, and that month, you know, like, you've made a sacrifice. You are actually paying real money for this £70 face cream, but you know that really in your lifestyle, like, you can't actually afford the £70 face cream at the time. Why not buy a cheaper face cream? Because then you will actually survive. And when you've decided that, okay, you get the job that you want and you're earning bare peas and you're like, boom, boom, I got money, then get the £70 face cream again. Or just, you know, think outside the box, get a sample, buy it off some sort of website where you can get it cheaper. Just honestly, use your wits, use your initiative so that you can, you know, get around it. It's a good book. It's a really good book. Honestly, I really recommend it. Like I said, I think it was around about 10. Oh yeah, it says £10 at the back, so £9.99 in W.H. Smith's. It's a great ass book. That's all I can say. But yeah, basically that's all I kind of have for you today, guys. Like, you know, finances and that, finances. So yeah, I really recommend this book. I'm gonna put a link in the description box below so you guys can check it out if you're interested in it. I just thought I'd give you a little kind of idea of what the book is about, or kind of things it can help you with. And yeah, basically just let me know, and let me know guys if you like this kind of video or not, because if you do, I'll do some more like this, and if you don't, I'll do something else for you. So yeah, just let me know. But this is honestly, this is the one. I mean, nobody wants to be a broke bee from last year into this year. Be tidier this year, be neater this year, be better with your finances this year. It's worth it, it's worth it. But anyways guys, like if you like, subscribe if you want. Bye guys.